Hello. I spend far too much time sitting in front of a computer, and I imagine some of you do too. So really quick, just a few minutes just to stretch, just a computer break, yoga flow. I'm going to focus on the front of the hips here, the psoas muscle, which we spend a lot of time sitting at a 90-degree angle. So undoing that, and then also stretching out behind the shoulders and the neck. We're just going to be quick and easy. You can do this at any time during the day. So this is all going to be standing up. I was going to do a chair twist yoga, and then I realized, no, if you're sitting down, you really need to stand up for a few minutes. So here we go. You can do this holding onto a chair or a countertop, any way that you choose. You're going to just take one foot slightly behind you, just one big step. And notice how here my tendency is to just line my torso up, lean forward a little bit so that I'm in one line from my back heel all the way up to my head. My hips are actually tipped forward a little bit. So bend that front knee, just put a little bend in there, and then take your hips and tip your hips backwards. Tuck your tailbone down and under towards the front, and then the upper part of your hips, bring them back. Really feel a stretch in the front of this back leg. That's your psoas muscle. So it's just a hip rotation. So instead of here, I'm tucking my tailbone under and forward, pushing my hips, almost kind of pressing my hips forward a little bit. And just really work into that stretch right there. Enjoy it. Your hands can be wherever they're comfortable. And then shift your weight towards your front foot and step that foot forward, and then we're going to step back with the opposite foot. So again, just a little step backwards, put a little bend in your front knee. And again, notice when you hear, it's just kind of automatic that your torso is kind of bending forward to line up. So we're going to take our hips and rotate our hips towards the front. Again, your tailbone's going to kind of go down and forward, and the top part of your hips is going to pull back, up and backwards. So you're doing a rotation of your hips. And as you do that, really feel the stretch in the front of that back leg. Even kind of think about thrusting your hips just a little bit forward. It's a really wonderful stretch, and you can do this anywhere, anytime. Holding onto a counter or a chair or a couch, whatever feels good. Just really enjoy that stretch, and it's all about rotating your hips in this direction. Step back forward, and we're going to just do some shoulder work here. So take your hands behind your back. So clasp your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you can't do this, grab a washcloth, a scarf, anything, and you can still hold on to here and then still squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you can clasp your fingers, that's great. Try to straighten out your elbows. We're going for opening up across the collarbones here. So take a nice deep breath, and then pull your shoulder blades back and down. You'll feel a stretch across the tops of your shoulders and your collarbones. Take your feet a little bit wide, slightly wider than your hips. Put a little tiny bend in your knees, and we're just going to do a forward fold. So just lean all the way down, and maybe let your hands come up towards the ceiling. Just really enjoy that stretch across your shoulders. Pinch your shoulder blades together. On a big inhale, go ahead and come back up and release those arms. So another quick shoulder stretch. Bring one arm in front of you, across your body, and then with the other hand, hold behind that elbow. Just kind of give it a pull. Pull it towards your chest. And feel release. Maybe tip your neck to one side or the other. See what that feels like. Then we'll go ahead and release that and switch sides. So the opposite arm, bring it across your body at chest level, and with your other hand, just really pull that arm in. Really nice and tight. Maybe do some little neck rolls side to side if that feels good. And then release that. Lastly, clasp your fingers together in front of you, and then palms out. So your palms are facing away from you. Press those arms out. Really feel like you're pulling your shoulder blades apart from each other in the back. Notice that feeling. Really stretch. And then go ahead and take your hands up overhead and unclasp those fingers. Hold on to one wrist. So right hand holds the left wrist, and we're going to really do a side stretch here. So I'm stretching towards the side of the hand that's gripping. Really nice full body side stretch. Maybe feel this from your hip all the way up through your ribs, armpit, upper arm. And then come back up and switch hands. So this time I have my left hand holding onto my right wrist, and I'm gonna lean towards the left. Lean towards the side of the hand that's doing the gripping. Just really enjoy that stretch. Come back up to the top and release your hands, and we're gonna finish with just a couple of neck rolls and we'll be done. So dip your chin towards your chest. And then bring your ear towards one shoulder. And then dip your chin to your chest again. And then opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Go ahead and do a few of these at your own rate. And then meet me back at center. Finally, just do a couple of hip circles. Pretend you have a hula hoop. These hip circles feel amazing on your hips, your low back, everything. Switch direction. Do a couple more hip circles. And that's it. So hopefully if you've been sitting for a long time, or if you regularly spend a lot of time in front of your computer, take a couple minutes and just stretch everything out. Everything. It feels so much better. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with. I love to make these little short videos that kind of maybe help you have a better day. Thanks for meeting me on my mat.